In the last session, we understood the concept of fetching the data. So now let us understand updating the data. So before updating the data, let us understand more about persist method and merge method. So one by one we'll discuss. First is persist method. So as we previously discussed persist method, what is the use of persist method? It is nothing but used for inserting the data into database. So you can insert any object, right? So that object must be an entity object only. Okay, whatever operations you are performing, the operation must be performed with respective to the entity classes itself. So let us deeply understand about persist method. Okay, persist method, what it does, it is not only inserting the data into the database, that is one object if you have provided, it will enter into the DB. But instead of doing the only insertion, it will manage the object. Okay, so now I am having one employee object. For suppose employee new employee object. Okay, now I am doing the persist. So transaction, assume that there is a transaction has been begin but not committed it. Okay, so now what I am doing, entity manager dot persist of, I am giving the employee, so the object. So what it will do, the data whatever present in the employee object, it will be saved into the database, and this employee object has been maintained or managed by the persistence API. It means if you do any changes for the object, so for suppose before persisting and transaction begin, you have set the employee name as, okay, so and you have given the transaction begin, later persist you have given, but you didn't committed it. Okay, just you have given persist. After that, persist, what it is doing, it is managing this object. It means if you do any change with the object, set name as, I am making the name as Machi. So now what will happen, automatically the name will be updated. So why? Because the persist method, once after inserting the data, the object will be managed immediately until if you commit or flush the object. Okay, so what will happen, if you just change here, it will be reflected into the database. Any changes if you did here, that will be automatically reflected into your DB. Okay, this is about persist method, and let me give you with an example here. Now let us create one new class, understanding persist in depth. Okay, I'm giving the class name like this. Okay, it's your wish, right? Class name here, so that's why. Now I want to save an employee object. Employee is equals to new employee. Okay, so we are having the employee object here. Now this object is not managed by the persistent API because we didn't told. Okay, it's just a normal Java object. Okay, we will be calling it as a Pojo object, plain old Java object, right? So that is the full form. So now what I will do, I'll begin the transaction here, and later I'll be doing the persist here, entity manager dot persist of, so what I'm persisting, employee object. Now what I'm doing here, I'm not, I just given persist, so it means the data will be inserted here. Okay, and object is managed. Okay, this is the additional point we are learning now. Object is managed by persistence API. Okay, you no need to write here managed itself, enough simple words. Okay, so now it is managed means if you do any changes with the object, employee dot, now I am setting the age as 200 years or 29 years or 290, something like this I am giving. and I'm changing the name also, set name. So I'm changing here it as a machi. Okay, and at last I'm committing the code, transaction dot commit. So what will happen here means, till here it has been inserted. After that the object is managed. It means if you do any changes with the employee object, it will be directly reflected to your database. Okay, first this data will be inserted, after that it is managing, but you changed, if you changed anything here, automatically it will be reflected in the database. Okay, and after committing, your object will go in a detached state. Okay, I'll explain in the life cycle. Okay, means whatever the object is managed, it will be removed now. So once if it is removed, what it means, the object is not managed by the persistent API. There is no relation with this object, employee object. Okay, so that I will show later. First let us check this. Data inserted here, not only inserted, here we updated also, inserted and updated. Let us check this out. Let me run this file. See, if you observe here in the line number 27, persist I have used. So first the data has been inserted, insert into values and all, it is showing. Okay, so later what it is doing, the object is managed. What I did, I changed the age and name. So what it is doing, it is updating the employee age and name. So where id equals to, so id is nothing but this employee id only, right? So like that it happened. So let us check whether in database the data is updated or not. So hope you guys understood. So the output will be here, macha or machi. Comment below here in the comment section. Hope you guys commented. Let us check. If you see here 11 290 and machi, it is printing. Okay, because any changes if you did after persist, it will be automatically reflected to your database. So that updated data only has been inserted here.